What's up, guys? So actually kind of wish I would have waited to drain this catch can, but I just did, and that's what came out of it. It's pretty gross. Even with that screen filter, that stuff's not going through, and there wasn't much in there in the way to drain it, and I didn't really have anything to drain it into on hand, so I just grabbed this can and out of the trash, my trash, and it's gonna fill it up. It was about half full. There's a little sight glass or sight plastic deal on the side here. This is a Mishimoto blow-by oil catch can, and basically it runs off of your intake. So it runs off the intake there into there, and it runs, and so this would come out here and it runs into your valve cover. So that circulation, usually that, sorry it keeps going blurry, I'm trying to film this while holding this, but basically, usually it'll come from that valve cover directly to your intake, straight through, like that. Well, you run that catch can in sequence, and I mounted mine just right here to an existing bracket. But if you run that, it was about half full on mine. And like I said, this is what came out of it. And this is probably after, a few years of buildup. But just imagine that over a few years blowing through your intake into your turbo and getting all in through your intake system and everything else. And I'm willing to bet that if some of you take off, one of your couplers somewhere around here even, could make it as far as your intercooler or anywhere else. But I was kind of on the fence when I bought it, and I kind of just did it because I thought it would, obviously look cool, but just to see if it would work too. I mean, just wanted to see what it would do, but definitely I'll show you guys. I'll pour this out too for you so you can see what this looks like when it came out too. At first it looked like cleaner oil, but then as it came out, it got thicker and thicker. And this is the plug for the bottom. You drain it at the bottom, and this is the plug for it. I'm trying to focus it. Sorry, it's a little shaky. That's the plug for it. Just to give you an idea of how nasty that has been over the last couple of years. So if you're on the fence about it, I would definitely get it. Or just get one in general, because that shows you right there, firsthand, no reason to lie or sponsor or anything like that. That's just straight up gonna save you in the long run. I don't want to dump too much of this. Yeah, you can see just how nasty. See how nasty that is? Just thick, gross, has sediment in it. So yeah. You can see here, my screen was clean in here, and I'm about to pull it out to clean it. But that won't let any more sludge through. It's that dirty up in there. You can't even see through it. Pointed at the sun even. See, that's pointed at the sun. And you cannot see through that, so that's definitely, you don't want that in your system. Otherwise, that would have been in my system if I didn't have a catch can. That's what came out of there. And that screen was, like I said, clean before. There it is, installed back in. So like I said, I just got one bolt that was on this bracket here, and I believe that in this 03 Evolution that the deal in the center console that would spray the intercooler with water had a tank, and I think that's what used to sit there. I took it out a long time ago. I just didn't really want it, but I'm pretty positive that's where that tank's at. So that might even be the bracket for it that it hooked to. But that's what I hooked it to. There's a bracket here. It's got a threaded backing, and I just got one bolt on there. It's solid enough. But yeah, you can see where that measuring, where that sight glass is right there on the side, so it's kind of hard to see. I wish I could have mounted it the other way. I'm sure I could make a bracket, but maybe down the road, we'll see. But I like which way the hoses point to. It's pretty convenient. It sits under the hood just right, and it's clear line too. You can kind of see. It used to be white, and now it's kind of got like a oil tint to it. And I would recommend doing that too, so you can kind of just almost see that it's actually doing its job. And yeah, that's about it. But if you guys are on the fence, again, I would say I would definitely get one. Definitely recommend it, because I've taken off, I take really good care of my car, and I've taken off the intake even and through just your main intake here. There'd be just an oily residue just all up in there, and then you'd feel in a turbo and you'd kind of feel it in there, and it's just, man, it's not good. So if you guys are on the fence about it, I would definitely pick one up. So I cleaned this really good now just to show you, and that's the screen now. I mean, you can see through it even without the sun shining in it. That's how clear it should have been, and that's just how clean it was when I emptied it. But if you want to get rid of that blow-by in your intake, I would definitely recommend getting some sort. It doesn't have to even necessarily be name brand, just some sort of catch can. It's a very simple system. It's just a vacuum system that with a sight glass would be nice if you could get one, because then you know how full it is. You don't have to constantly check it and pull it out. Like I said, it was about half full, and I just happened to peek at it because it's kind of, the sight glass is tucked on the inside on mine. But yeah, I pulled it, and I used brake parts cleaner to get this all cleaned out and clean that funnel out. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit too, and then put it back in. But yeah, is it worth it? I would definitely say yes. So if you guys are on the fence about it at all, I would definitely pull the trigger and throw it in there. And if you guys want me to do a video on how to hook that up, it's pretty simple, but if you need help with any of that, let me know in the comments. Thanks.